Hey y'all. So I get a lot of the same questions over and over and over and over again. And they are like, well, what defines a show? Can you go anywhere? Can you watch anything? Music, comedy, whatever. So I'm going to make a video on just defining how and what. Because all of this is, I think it's 11 pages of rules that I received from Guinness, along with definitions of most in a year is one of those, because this is most concerts in 1 year. It falls under most in 1 year regulations. So the record is for most concerts attended in 1 year. This one can only be achieved by one person at a time. They also have one for a pair, and so that's two people going to shows together. It is measured by the total number of different concert events attended in a year. For this record, a concert is a live music performance for a paying audience. And it has to be before an audience in a normal venue. And by a normal venue, this has to be a year-round music venue that sells tickets, that hosts regular events. This can't be in Kentucky. We are blessed. We have like the amphitheaters or something like that. But it's like 15 or 20 different shows in a couple different places across the state with local musicians. That's totally free, but it's a little bit different. It can't, because it's not ticketed. Well, part of it is the venue, but it should be held in a theater, center, or hall, and has to have a registered capacity greater than 200 people. So this is none of the small dive bars. This is a lot of actually pretty much all the listing rooms. So it takes out quite a few shows. Well, at least the cheaper shows. And each venue and concert must be different. Each day it has to be different. So like today I am having a show at one at the Gray Eagle, and then later tonight I have one at Salvage Station, and that's okay because they're two different and it's completely different. Now here is the craziest rule, which I don't understand, but it's in the rules. No festivals. Festivals are more work than a show any day of the week. And I guess it's risk reward type thing. Festivals are more work, but they're more fun because you can see more artists. I don't know. I enjoy it. Last year went to quite a few festivals, and this year it looks like I'm going to one. And that will be, the one is Moonshiners Ball in Livingston, Kentucky, which is basically my home event. But it's been home for years now, and can't wait to see everybody, because this year I really haven't got to hang out with my friends at all. I've seen them at a handful of shows, and that's it. It kind of sucks. And no private events. Had the opportunity recently to go to a very cool private event, and they're even selling tickets to it, but it's invite only, so I can't go. Boo. The next one is that you have to be in attendance for one complete set. This does not say whether it's the opener or closer, but I very rarely ever will leave a show early. If I leave early, usually something is off, like with the music. Usually the artists might have had a little bit too much to drink that day, or if I am dead tired and I'm almost falling asleep from driving like 1,000 miles that day. I've done that once. And I try not to make a habit of that. The next part is a logbook. And what I mean by a logbook, right now I have almost filled up a 4-inch ring binder completely with my logbook part. In that, there's an Excel spreadsheet that has each venue, artist, a little bit of information about each, and whether I have the witness statement in there, the ticket stub in there, any extra details in there, that kind of stuff. Also, whether I have posted a video on YouTube of it, whether it's private or public. If an artist asks not to put it public, I won't. Or if they ask to cut something out, I usually try to do that, because I'm trying not to get on anybody's bad side. The next rule is there are no free tickets, no comped tickets, no working for a ticket, nothing. You have to purchase a ticket. The only way you can get a free ticket is if the show was actually free and it was ticketed through a national ticket source like TicketWeb, C-Tickets, Ticketmaster, Live Nation. One of those, it's not a problem. Okay, so there is one rule that like trumps even the festival rule, and this one is this is made to be against people from America, probably. No, not really, but it's for us, it's kind of sucks. But these rules were written for Europe, Great Britain in particular, because that's where Guinness is. I am supposed to use all public transit. I live in the middle of BFE. We have no public transit. Like, there is none. I'm in Nashville right now, and there's buses and different things like that, but we don't have anything. So if you don't use public transit, when traveling on the road, all traffic regulations and laws must be observed. This sucks. So this means any kind of speeding ticket, any kind of failure to blink, any kind of whatever, if it's a moving infraction, it voids this entire year. Like, that's the biggest piece of crap. But I have driven slower and gotten better gas mileage than I think I ever have in my life. I will say that. But so just breaking the speed limit, going 1 mile over, that would end my attempt at this year. So I attempt to drive pretty daggone slow, and I spend a lot of time driving at night. You would think it'd be worse. There is more cops out, but they don't. If you're going the speed limit or below, they don't care. Like, I've driven past like 100 in a night. That was in Georgia, but not once did I get pulled over. And there were people everywhere pulled over. Hey, I was going actually under the speed limit. The next thing is one of the most difficult parts of this process for me is I have to get an independent witness statement signed. It's a piece of paperwork from Guinness. I have to get that signed by a witness at every show. And for this to happen, I have to be able to talk to somebody. That's probably the hardest part of all of this. And it's actually, the ears have probably helped more with this than anything else. Because people will come up and talk to me, either ask about them or say something about how they like them or whatever. And it gives me an intro. Because there has been, actually, I think 2 shows this year where I did not get a witness statement. So those shows don't even count. Even though I was there, I filmed it, everything else. I don't know. Sometimes it's just hard. That's one of those things that's always has been. Next rule is I have to keep up with my ticket stubs or receipt. It's supposed to be ticket stubs only, but there is no such thing as ticket stubs at most of these venues. I think I have I've been to 131 shows now. I think I have 6, maybe 7 ticket stubs now. And those are very few and far between. I don't like to pay for them, and I don't like to pay $15 or $20 just for a paper ticket stub when it costs Ticketmaster $1, if that, to print it off and ship it to me. I think that's just crazy. So on to the most in a year rules. And that covers pretty much all of the most concerts attended in 1 year. And it's quite a bit. Okay, but most in a year, it has to occur in public places, cannot be at private events. It is a continuous 365 days. So it's a rolling year, so I can actually change it. And because I didn't learn about the record had gotten increased from, it was like 180 something, and it went up to 257. And that was back in April or something when that, thankfully somebody let me know that knew about the whole thing. So that definitely helped. Because if not, I would have never been able to increase my numbers. And right now I am ahead of schedule slightly, but if I can remake the first 8 weeks of the year, I think it was 13 or 14 I can add on. So that's actually, I'll probably end up doing that if I can. There has to be a loud start and stop to be used. My original start-stop was going to be the beginning of the year. And currently it is the 26th of January and 24th of January 2025. And it's going to, I'm going to adjust that one more time, but hopefully that shouldn't be a problem. Also in most in a year, it talks about the logbook, about the detailing, about what it takes for it, and just a couple more details. It pretty much has to be that, let's say they want to know about show number 20, and then you can go and look at the piece of paper and say, oh, okay, show number 20 was for such and such band. Then you can find it right here, and you open the tab, and there's your ticket. Flip the page, there's your witness statement. Flip the page, if there's any other extra information there, it's there. And it's a way to keep up with all of it. This also, with this, there is no one under 16 allowed without their parents' approval, and it has to be written and in the book in your logbook predating when you start. At the end of this, I have to get 2 independent witnesses to go over all of my information, and I have to show to them that I have done all this. So that's why I record all the shows. I usually try to sneak my way into the video for just a second. And if I can, if not, I make sure there's some way that, I don't know, they can see. Other than that, I also try to do a selfie at each show. I'm pretty bad at that one. But I'm trying to think what else. But they're just pretty much going over and checking your information and doing that. This has been, it took me over 13 minutes just to go over all these. And I have people ask every day, about every day. They want to know, well, what makes the Guinness record? What is it? Just something you made up, or is it a real thing? So it's definitely a real thing. It's way more work than I ever thought it would be. I thought this would be just like a blast, like a party year. Definitely not that. This is really work, but it's been a lot of fun. Until the next time, don't forget to subscribe, and have a great day.